welcome to this video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Carrera, and today I'm going to be talking about Sense and Sensibility. The novel was written by the celebrated Jane Austen, and it was actually her first published work. This took place back in 1811. She had to publish it anonymously, saying it was written by a lady. There have been several adaptations of Sense and Sensibility throughout the years, but I've only seen two. The one from the BBC from 2008, which I like, and the one from 1995, which I really love. And so in this spoiler-free review, I'm going to be talking about that novel and the 1995 version. I was introduced to the story of Sense and Sensibility through the 1995 film. Can't remember when it was that I first saw it, but it's always been a movie that I enjoy. Now, many years later, when I've read all but two adaptations of Jane Austen's works and seen several adaptations of them, I still hold firm to the statement that Sense and Sensibility is my favorite Austen story and favorite movie based on an Austen work. I guess that there are several things that make me like this story so much. Stuff like that it has an amazing cast. Kate Winslet, Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson, Hugh Laurie, Hugh Grant, Imelda Staunton, Gemma Jones, Harriet Walter, Tom Wilkinson, Robert Hardy, James Fleet, Greg Wise. Well, you get the idea. And as an Anglophile who happens to be a history lover, a movie geek, and a period drama lover, it is spectacular to see such a cast together in a film adaptation. But still, my fascination for Sense and Sensibility goes deeper than that. I have an older sister, and growing up, we always played around thinking that she was Eleanor and I was Marianne, the Dashwood sisters that are the protagonists of the story. And just like in the book, my sister and Eleanor shared traits because they had more sense than Marianne and me, who are more easily led by our emotions. Also, my favorite Jane Austen man is Colonel Brandon, and the fact that Alan Rickman plays him, well, it just adds another bonus point to the 1995 version. Sense and Sensibility is the story of Eleanor and Marianne. It is set during the Regency era. Eleanor is kind, good, loyal, strong, intelligent, and can control her emotions. Her younger sister Marianne is very emotional, young, lively, beautiful, naive, passionate, and she is my favorite Jane Austen heroine. She's the one I identify the most with. And we follow in the story the sisters as they meet men and they fall in love with them and they have their hearts broken in a way by some of them, even as they try to make their way in the world with very little income. And along the way we quite unforgettable characters. I love Sense and Sensibility for several reasons that I haven't yet mentioned. I like how the sisterly relationship represented here is one of affection and not rivalry. And then all of the characters have something that appeal to me. But most of all, I enjoy how it portrays how unjust the situation for women back in the late 1700s, early 1800s was like. How unjust their position was in comparison to that of men. For example, the Dashwood sisters lose their father during the first pages of the book, and while he was a rich man, all of his properties go to his son because he's the male. And for certain reasons, the girls are left with practically no means to support themselves. They cannot work if they wish to remain respectable, and so their only option is to get married. And thus I love how light is shed upon those injustices so that they are not ignored or forgotten, so that we can see how far we've come since those times. As to the novel, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars review. I think it's wonderful and amazing how well it could take us back in time, whether it's to the busy streets of London or to the quiet English countryside. And although Austen is a master at storytelling, I do prefer the movie to the book. Sure, some of the reasons may be a bit sentimental due to the cast and everything, but I just think it's a really good adaptation. Its changes don't harm the novel. I find that they only enrich the original characters. For example, certain characters from the book do not appear in the film, but I don't find myself regretting their absence. Or some scenes are exchanged for others, but rather than being disappointed, I think it's wonderful that we have these two different takes on what the characters could have done. And all of this is because Emma Thompson, who plays Eleanor, was a scriptwriter for the film, and she did such a fantastic job. As a funny note, she won the Golden Globe for the screenplay, and when she gave her speech, she pretended to be Jane Austen, and it's just fantastic. You can find it on YouTube. And finally, and because as I said earlier, I love the British film industry because I am an Anglophile and a history lover, and I love movies. Emma ended up getting married to the actor who plays Willoughby, and I always think of Sense and Sensibility when I watch another English classic, Love Actually, because it has many of the actors that appear in Sense and Sensibility. And last but not least, along with Vivien Leigh, Vanessa Redgrave is my favorite actress in all the world. She had two daughters, also actresses, Tasha and Jolie Richardson. And I read somewhere that Vanessa was meant to play the mother, and Natasha and Jolie were meant to play Eleanor and Marianne in the 1995 adaptation of Sense and Sensibility. And though I think that it would have done a fantastic job, I I still like having Kate Winslet and Gemma Jones and Emma Thompson playing this family. For the moment, this is all I have to say about Sense and Sensibility. Thank you very much for watching my review of it. Please let me know what you thought of it, and I would love to talk about the story of Sense and Sensibility with you. So please share your thoughts with me. In the description box below you can find a link to the 1995 IMDb page, also a link to the Goodreads page for the book. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Carrera, the Mental Traveler, and I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye!